Hello guys and welcome back to TechWolf, and today we are going to do CompTIA Tech plus Practice test or practice exam questions. You can call it however you want, but if you are interested in more of these different practice tests or practice exam questions, you can go to the channel's homepage, and on channel's homepage you will find many playlists for CompTIA certifications, Microsoft certifications and Cisco certifications practice tests. So, no further ado, let's get into it. And first question is, an organization is implementing a security policy that requires encrypting all sensitive files. Which built-in Windows feature should be used to encrypt individual files and folders? BitLocker, File History, NTFS File Encryption or EFS, Windows Defender, or Disk Cleanup. And the correct answer here is NTFS File Encryption, as EFS or NTFS File Encryption allows users to encrypt specific files and folders using NTFS, ensuring that only authorized users can access them. And you know guys that EFS or NTFS files encryption we use when we want to encrypt individual files or individual folders, where for example if we need to encrypt all hard disk drive or all HDD or SSD, we would use BitLocker. And next question. A user reports that their Windows computer frequently shows a "your connection is not private" warning in their web browser when trying to access secure websites. Other users on the same network do not experience this issue. What is the most likely cause? Incorrect system date and time, a faulty network switch, a failing hard drive, too many browser tabs open, or outdated video drivers. Which would be the correct answer here? And here the correct answer is incorrect system date and time, as SSL certificates rely on accurate system time for validation. If the system clock is incorrect, it may cause SSL errors. A technician is troubleshooting a Windows PC that fails to boot and displays an NTLDR is missing error. What should be done first to resolve this issue? Reinstall Windows from scratch, use a bootable USB to replace NTLDR, run full disk defragmentation, replace the hard drive, or disable secure boot in BIOS. And here the correct answer is use a bootable USB to replace NTLDR, as the NTLDR file is necessary for Windows booting. If missing, it can be restored using recovery tools from a bootable USB. A Windows user is unable to install updates. The error message states insufficient disk space. The user has a small 128 gigabit SSD with only a few gigabytes free. What is the best solution? Format the drive and reinstall Windows, clear unnecessary files and expand virtual memory, upgrade the computer's RAM, change the update server settings, or defragment the SSD. Which would be the correct answer? And here the correct answer is clear unnecessary files and expand virtual memory, as removing unnecessary files and adjusting virtual memory can free up space needed for updates. A technician notices that server is frequently running out of storage space, despite users not adding large amounts of data. Actually, I pronounced it spelled it wrongly, so it would be like a technician notices a server is frequently running out of storage space despite users not adding large amount of data. A scan shows that log files are consuming a significant portion of the drive. What is the best course of action? Replace the server's hard drive, restrict user file uploads, disable logging services, configure log rotation and cleanup policies, or upgrade the operating system. And the correct answer here would be to configure log rotation and cleanup policies, as implementing log rotation ensures that older logs are deleted or archived automatically, freeing up the space. A technician needs to recover a deleted file on a Windows machine that has been emptied from the recycle bin. So here, if we delete the file, you know that it goes into the recycle bin. So that was one way how you can recover it. You can get it from recycle bin. But in this scenario, as you see, a technician needs to recover a deleted file from Windows machines that has been emptied. So deleted also from recycle bin. What is the best approach to recover this deleted file? Reinstall the operating system, clear the temporary files, restart the computer, check event viewer logs, or use file recovery software. And as you know, guys, if even you are deleting the file from your operating system, it can still be recovered from your hard disk drive or SSD, but you would need to use some recovery or file recovery software. So the correct answer in this scenario would be to use a file recovery software. Deleted files can sometimes be recovered using specialized recovery tools if they haven't been overwritten. A technician is troubleshooting a system that is continuously displaying access denied errors when user tries to delete certain files. The user is an administrator. What should be checked first? The recycle bin, the firewall settings, the internet connection, file ownership settings, or the task manager. Which would be the correct answer here? And the correct answer is file ownership settings, as if a file's ownership has been changed, even an administrator may not have permissions to delete it. And like I'm always mentioning in my videos, guys, before your real exam, do these practice tests as many as you can rather than spending your money on exam fee. Because anyway, sooner or later, if you will be rushing through without practicing before the real exam, you might simply fail and you might throw out your exam fee. And me myself personally, I'm doing at least 500 to 1000 practice test questions before each of these exams, or I have already done it, guys, because I have many CompTIA certifications, Microsoft and Cisco certifications myself, and before I even have taken any of these exams, I do minimum 500, but optimally that would be 1000 these practice questions for each exam myself. And here on Skill Test Pro, for example, this is one of resources where you can get 3 absolutely free practice tests for any of CompTIA certifications or Microsoft certifications or Cisco certifications. So go do it and practice before your real exam, because when you are studying, most likely you are studying some course, and when you are studying only course, you are all concentrating at particular time only on one subject, where if you are doing practice tests, there are multiple subjects in one practice test, and your brain learns to switch from one subject to another subject and answer these questions rather than concentrating only on one subject. That's why you should do these practice tests. Okay, but enough rambling, let's get into the next one. A user reports that every time they open their web browser, they are redirected to an unknown search engine. The homepage settings reset after each restart. What is the most likely cause? A corrupted browser cache, a misconfigured firewall, a browser hijacker, a hardware failure, or an outdated antivirus program. which is the correct answer for this question. Actually, I'm doing these questions with you guys, that's why I also have to think a little bit before I pick the correct answer, so you also pick the correct answer to this question. And here a correct answer would be a browser hijacker. As a browser hijackers modify homepage and search engine settings, often rewriting changes after restart. Next question. A technician receives a ticket stating that multiple users on the network are experiencing frequent server not found errors when trying to browse the internet. What is the best troubleshooting step? Restart the user's devices, check the DNS server settings, update the web browsers, flash the browser cache, or disable VPN services. And the correct answer here is, or would be, to check the DNS server settings, as incorrect or malfunctioning DNS settings can prevent domain names from resolving, leading to browsing issues. And almost always, when there is server not found or when it is related to web, it would be DNS in your exam answers, or something related to something related to DNS server, as those problems are mostly caused by DNS domain or IP resolution. Next question. A Windows user reports that their computer randomly restarts multiple times a day. There are no blue screen error messages. Upon checking Event Viewer, the technician sees a log entry indicating a kernel power error. What is the most likely cause? Corrupt user profile, incorrect display settings, missing system updates, failing power supply, or driver incompatibility. So what would be the correct answer to this question? And here the correct answer is failing power supply, as kernel power errors often indicate unstable power delivery, likely due to failing PSU or power supply unit.